global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome back to Global Happenings. Today we're so excited to have you again as Fubara is gaining victory in the legal system. He's also taking a very strong move to protect himself against any sudden negative move by Martin Amaewhule-led faction. Don't forget that Amaewhule had already issued a 7-day ultimatum for a representation of the budget in their own hollow chamber. They've already gotten their chamber, and based on what had happened in the appeal court, they believe they have been given the right to continue to operate. And that 7-day ultimatum that had been given, we can't tell the next line of action if Fubara, refuses to do according to their bidding. Get to hear full details of what Fubara has done to cripple every move that they would take, to possibly impeach him or to do anything nefarious to his government. Let's listen to full details of the news. State High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has issued an interim injunction restraining the Chief Judge, CJ of the state, and the clerk of the State House of Assembly from interacting with Martin Amaewhule-led lawmakers. The order issued by Justice Jumbo Stephen also stopped the CJ and the clerk of the Assembly from acting on any resolution or impeachment notice from Amaewhule-led pro-Wike lawmakers. The suit filed by the Attorney General of Rivers State and Governor Siminalayi Fubara seek to prevent the pro-Wike lawmakers from taking any action as members of the Assembly. The court has ordered all parties to maintain the status quo until the motion for an interlocutory injunction is heard. The order equally restrained the People's Democratic Party and the clerk of the State House of Assembly from dealing with Amaewhule and the others as members of the Assembly. Granting the order, Justice Stephen declared an order of interim injunction is hereby made, restraining the 31st and 32nd defendants from dealing or howsoever relating with the 1st and 27th defendants as members of the Rivers State House of Assembly and from receiving, forwarding, or howsoever acting on any resolution or articles of impeachment from the defendant pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction also filed herein. The parties to this suit are hereby directed to maintain the status quo ante latem in this suit as of 5th July 2024, pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction already filed herein. An order is hereby made for substituted service of the originating and other processes in this suit on the 1st to 30th defendants by passing the same at the Assembly quarters opposite former NDDC headquarters off Aba Road, Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The court adjourned till 15th of July 2024 to hear the motion on notice for interlocutory injunction. This is quite interesting, I must say. Fubara has started making some very strong moves using the legal weapons in the state to ensure that he cripple every activity of the Martin Amaewhule-led faction of the House of Assembly. Don't forget that the appeal court some few days ago had issued a judgment which had been multi-interpreted by different factions, and some say it was in favor of the Amaewhule's group. Some believe that Fubara carried the day, but however, most people believe that it only revolved around the jurisdiction. But I think from all indication, Fubara does not want to leave any stone unturned and does not want to wake up and is hit with any form of surprises. I think that's why he has decided to take that drastic move to prevent anyone from taking any action. All right, my colleague is in the house, and we just want to look at this because Nigerians are really talking. Questions have been asked. Someone was asking a question: why is Fubara taking this drastic move even when we already know that the House, the Assembly does not exist? Why is he seeking for an ex parte order against a non-existing assembly? That's a big question. What do you think?
Well, this is Nigeria. It doesn't hurt to play safe because one of the things that have gotten us as a country to this level, some certain things we put a blind eyes to, and it doesn't really matter until it mattered and it becomes a right. It is best you tackle it early. And the fact that they also had the power in their eyes, quote unquote, to dare tell Fubara to represent 2024 bill. Before you know it, it will become a normal song and a norm. Then after a while, they will now start saying that Fubara is lawless, it's not following the rule of law. And before you say who goes there, they will begin to recount the meetings, several meetings they've summoned Fubara to come and represent, and he did it, and he's breaking the law of the land. And before you say who goes there, it becomes a normal thing.
Exactly.
And people get used to it that, okay, Martin and Amaewhule group reconvene, and that small group reconvene. So the best thing is to do right now before it becomes an issue. Let the whole world know. And also, before powers will begin to change hands and issues will begin to blow out of proportion, wisdom demands that let there be a legal back into it.
Okay.
Now, by restraining those who require to be restrained, so to speak, it helps Fubara and even the Oko-Jumbo-led assembly to be able to be focused, and also for these other guys, Amaewhule, to know that they are not actually existing. Now, it's a big win for Fubara when we just heard fairly recently that there's no tenure elongation for the local government chairman, which is also an arm, so to speak, for Martin Amaewhule, because they all began with this extension thing, and now crippling that, it kind of gives some sort of confidence, to Fubara's team, meaning that with that out of the way, the CTC chairman now can now perform fully 100%, pending on when the elections will now hold. And with that also, if
the structure has been demolished,
that one is fully sacrosanct. It's now established. And the second one is the fact that initially the APCs and the rest were saying that they are not in the know of any INEC table or for any local government chairman election that will be going on sometime in 5th of October in 2024. With this, if they like, let them not come. It will just be free ride and free win for Fubara. So I'm sure right now they were saying all what they were saying because they were thinking there will be a Martin Amaewhule's team that will come and counter it, and there will be a court that will also favor now with the likes of Onwanosike really blowing blam boom that period. Right now he will be very calm. Now he will understand what power looks like. Now I just hope also in the same vein something like that will happen. And if you ask me personally, I would have preferred the presidency to stay really away from this. Let's begin to see how a minister from Rivers, ministers from Abuja will begin to really interfere ruling in Rivers. The only way Wike can have this say and way is when he has a full backing of the presidency. But if he doesn't have it, then you begin to see the real true power that Fubara has in Rivers, especially if he decides to exercise it. Don't forget that Wike in question here has stepped on a lot of toes. You have a lot of political enemies. Some openly declared, some are just in their minds waiting for the right time to strike. So many persons that Wike have actually offended during his move in growing in political ranking. So of course the likes of Atiku is still there quietly not saying anything. Doesn't mean he has forgotten. He may have forgiven. I don't know if he has forgiven, but I know he has not forgotten. And the likes of Rotimi Amechi is on the sideline also watching. So all of them are all just waiting to take the pound of flesh, I presume. But one thing is certain, the protection is enjoying from the presidency is what is actually stopping it from happening. So most definitely Fubara may have by default allies that he didn't actually sign for, or who will be willing to work with him if he dares to ask.
Now that is a deep one. Now there's another issue of concern right now, and it has to do with that appeal court case which came up and multi-interpretation here and there. Do you think that already Amaewhule is being recognized by Fubara? Because for him to issue all of this, I think it's pointed to the fact that that appeal court judgment may have been given proper interpretation by the Attorney General of the state, and that's why he's trying to protect himself so that there won't be any sudden issue of impeachment against him.
I feel wisdom demands cut all loopholes, as in seal all loopholes. Like some people will say, it doesn't take anything for you to still close the door and lock it up, even though you have done your due diligence. Why? Because you want to be very sure there are no loopholes anywhere. Because you could be saying that no, that's not the interpretation. What if it is the other way? So but if you ask me personally, I don't think that Fubara is recognizing them. All he's doing is to make sure there are no loopholes of any kind, because it would have been the case of, but when you saw it, why didn't you bar them? Because now they can actually be saying that, well, based on the interpretation, look, in Nigeria, everything is possible. We have seen situations where some interpretation of the law was not properly done, and your opponent takes advantage of it, and they're like, why didn't you contest? Well, since it's already at this level, let's continue from this level. So wisdom demands that make sure you don't allow it breathe at this level, so that there's no life in it at all.
All right, thank you so much. That's where we'd like to leave it. Let's